The first thing Mina did after gaining superpowers was to sneak into the country's largest bank. But she didn't take a single cent. She only wanted to test how much she could move at once, because she understood that greed never leads to a good end. The good thing was, she could save on transportation fees for school from now on. Always cautious, Mina, even with superpowers, still obediently walked to school. Just then, a luxury car sped by without paying any attention to pedestrians. That student who can go to school without any worries. Her superpower was having good parents. For a moment, Mina was a little lost. What was the meaning of her superpower's existence? She could teleport 50 kilometers at once, freely enter and exit secret bank vaults, and also had the ability to penetrate. But Mina was afraid of being discovered if she used her powers. Her upbringing taught her not to rob or steal. The only thing she could think of was free travel. Mina hid in an empty utility room to clear her mind. Her superpowers allowed her to see a more beautiful world, and she thoroughly enjoyed the uniqueness of her abilities. Back in the room, she couldn't help but wonder again. But what am I supposed to do with them? Just then, a commotion erupted outside the door. Chan-hee's skin is so nice, he can pull off any makeup look. This is a new product from our company. You're lucky to be able to use it. Oh right, it needs a bit more of a dewy look. Let me add some for you. What does everyone think of this look? Good enough for this bitch to debut, right? Maybe we can even help him find a boyfriend today. The others burst out laughing. So it was this group of trash again. Mina didn't want to get involved. It would be troublesome if these psychos latched onto her. Better to use her powers to leave quickly. However, the red-haired girl had already spotted her. Mina, why are you hiding from me? I hate it when people hide from me. Aren't you coming out? She couldn't let her powers be discovered, so she had no choice but to go out and face them. Mina silently pushed the door open. Before she could even stand firm, she was met with a hard slap across the face. Don't you know how to greet people when you see them? You rude thing. What, are you glaring at me? Touching her burning cheek, Mina swallowed her anger. Hold it in, she must hold it in. But the next sentence made her eyes darken, just as expected from a fatherless child. By the way, Mina, I heard your dad was a cop. No wonder you're so tough. Mina stared daggers at her. Shut up. Hearing this, the red-haired girl grabbed her hair forcefully, followed by another hard slap. No one dares to speak to me with that attitude. After saying that, she stomped on her a few times. The accomplices around them were snickering and making sarcastic remarks, some even excitedly recording a video. Mina dug her nails into her palm, telling herself to endure it, that it would be over soon. The red-haired girl threw a wad of cash. Get a new pair of glasses. Stop wearing that cheap junk every day. This slap was worth the money, right? Want a few more? I can even arrange plastic surgery for you. And you two, don't leave after school. I'll take you somewhere fun. Such a poor, fatherless child. Hey, Lua, how did Mina's dad die anyway? I heard he was stabbed while trying to break up a fight in a bar. Wow, even a drunk could stab him to death. What a loser. Suddenly, Lua felt a wave of danger. The next second, the two of them were teleported over the ocean. Lua screamed in terror. I warned you, shut your mouth. Ki-han suddenly sensed something was off. He turned his head, but nothing seemed to have happened. But where's Lua? Where did Lua go? Mina steadied her racing heart, then covered her mouth tightly. Mina remembered something from her childhood. Mina, what are you doing? But Dad, Xiaoli bit Xiaoshan to death. Why should Xiaoli get to live happily ever after? So I just gave Xiaoli the punishment he deserved. What did I just do? I threw Lua into the sea. Did I kill her? Did you see Lua? Wasn't she just next to you? I'm asking you two, did you see Lua? Turns out they didn't see anything, that's great. No, wait, Yoon-chan-hee. Did he see it? Mina started to panic. What now? Yoon-chan-hee, I'm asking you where Lua went. Why aren't you answering? Gun, stop freaking out. Damn you, I asked you where Lua went. You go crazy the moment Lua disappears. What's wrong with you, Jun? Gun wasn't listening at all. He violently grabbed Chan-hee's neck and squeezed. At this rate, something bad will happen to Chan-hee. I have to stop them. But what if my powers are exposed? Should I, just like with Lua, make them all disappear? Just as Mina was hesitating, a voice rang out. Stop! What are you doing at school? It was the homeroom teacher. Just when she thought they would be disciplined, it turned out the teacher had failed in an investment, was drowning in debt, and his creditor was none other than Ki-han. The teacher's attitude instantly became submissive, but he had received a call from Lua's grandmother, the chairwoman, who said she couldn't contact her granddaughter. So he came looking for Ki-han and the others, because they usually hung out together. Ki-han cursed under his breath before speaking. We're looking for Lua too. Teacher, why don't you help us look? If you find her, let me know right away, and maybe I can reduce your debt a little. After the teacher left, Ki-han's heart sank. His intuition told him something big was about to happen. He warned his companions, nobody saw Lua today. Gyun pointed at the two poor souls. What if these two go around talking? So Ki-han warned the two of them again, and ordered them to help find the mysteriously vanished Lua. But Mina knew in her heart, falling from such a height into the vast open sea, there was no way Lua could have survived. Mina was terrified. Dad, what should I do? I just killed someone? Mina turned to look at Chan-hee. And there was a witness. Far away, on the other side, in a dim alley, a man's terrified pleas echoed, Please, let me go. I'm rich, I can give you 1 billion, 10 billion, please. The scarred man was expressionless. I've already been paid. I was hired to kill you." Without heeding the man's repeated pleas, he brought his knife down swiftly. He had to get off work early, because today was his daughter's birthday. The scarred man dialed again, a number he had called countless times with no answer. Finally, he sighed in frustration. "My darling daughter still won't answer my calls. I wonder when she'll be willing to see her dad. I wonder what my Lua is doing right now." Lua had been missing for 2 days. The disappearance of the granddaughter of the biggest conglomerate should have, theoretically, caused a massive uproar. But strangely, the country was completely quiet. Mina was also very confused. What on earth was going on? Meanwhile, Gyun and the others were fighting amongst themselves. If they couldn't find Lua, they were all screwed, because Gyun's older brother was also looking for Lua. If they couldn't find her, none of them would make it out alive. Ki-han was terrified. He subserviently asked Gyun to plead with his brother for him. After all, they were all in the same boat. But Gyun flatly refused. "I'm not on your boat. I get seasick. Besides, the only reason I hung out with you guys was because I was interested in Lua." Yura sneered. "Trying to back out so soon? Have you forgotten? I have a lot of your fond memories on my phone. Those women at the club, you slipping things into their drinks, and all your other various games. I have it all. But those women didn't seem to find it very fun. How dare you threaten me? Yura, when did you take those pictures? As long as we have leverage." Ki-han breathed a sigh of relief. He then played the peacemaker. "We're all important friends to each other. The mission now is to find Lua, right, Gon? By the way, any word from that kid, Yoon Chan-hee?" At that moment, Chan-hee was secretly watching Mina, while Mina was still agonizing over whether Chan-hee had seen anything. As the sole heir to a massive global corporation, the group would surely spare no expense to find Lua. If this guy talked, there was no way she could get out of this unscathed. So Mina decided to ask Chan-hee to meet at a PC cafe to properly test him. Meanwhile, the scarred man's brow was furrowed. Although he had completed his mission perfectly, he wasn't happy at all, because his daughter hadn't updated her social media in 2 days, which was very unlike her. His subordinate, however, said that young Mina was fickle and that this was normal. The scarred man suppressed his unease. Then he noticed someone was following him. The scarred man was cornered in an alley. After a fierce fight, just as his subordinate was about to finish him with a shot, the newcomer quickly revealed their identity. "Are you Mr. Yi Soo-hyun? We were sent by the chairwoman. The chairwoman has ordered me to bring you back." The scarred man was stunned. Why would his mother-in-law ask for him? Then he heard the other person say, "The chairwoman says the young lady, Miss Lua, is missing." The scarred man's heart stopped. In the PC cafe, Mina frowned at the webpage. There was no mention of Lua in the Ilhe group's news. What was wrong with this chairwoman? How could she be so calm when her granddaughter was missing? Chan-hee hesitated before speaking. "Mina, Ki-han told you to look for Lua. Have you gone to look for her? Are you serious? Just because they told us to look, we should? Are you really that naive or just pretending? It's all my fault you got targeted by that group. I don't care. I'm not afraid of trash like them at all." The way Chan-hee asked, he probably didn't see anything, right? "No, he was right behind me at the time." Mina glanced over from the corner of her eye. What if he really did see it? Mina subconsciously thought about throwing Chan-hee into the sea. "No, Chan-hee is innocent. I'm not a serial killer. I can't kill again." Just in case, Mina used the excuse of moving together from now on. But it was really to keep an eye on Chan-hee. But the ever-insecure Chan-hee refused. "Being with someone like me won't do you any good. You don't have to worry about me. I can handle it myself." With that, he slung his backpack on and ran. "My life is what it is anyway. Let me bear it all alone." Mina stared, dumbfounded. Is this guy trying to act tough? Just then, a breaking news report flashed. A violent stabbing incident is occurring in front of the PC cafe. And Chan-hee had just left. "You all deserve to die. I'm going to kill everyone." Chan-hee, having just stepped out, came face to face with the killer. "You're all in on it together. All of you, just die, you running dogs." Mina, watching from a high vantage point, had already seen this unfold. She was about to go down and save Chan-hee, but then she thought, if Chan-hee died, wouldn't that be a good thing for her? As the attacker's knife was about to fall, Mina's body moved before her brain could think, and she shot down from above. Passers-by gasped, "Where did that girl come from? The killer's been subdued." Although the attacker was pinned down, Mina had no experience. What should she do next? Just then, Chan-hee suddenly yelled, "Danger!" The attacker swung his arm back and stabbed. The dagger aimed straight for her eye. On impulse, Mina grabbed the attacker and shot up into the sky in front of everyone. She had intended to move him somewhere deserted, but the attacker struggled violently, breaking free from Mina's grasp. The dagger slashed across her palm. If he fell from here, he would surely die. Mina wanted to grab the attacker again, but at that moment, the attacker's silhouette overlapped with that of the drunkard. Her father, covered in blood, lying on the ground. Mina's heart instantly turned cold. She let the attacker fall. "Dad, I wasn't wrong, right?" Mina returned to the ground, devastated. She had killed again. "I've killed again." Breaking news in front of the PC caf. A random stabbing attack has occurred, resulting in 4 casualties so far. The perpetrator died at the scene, but the cause of death is highly suspicious. What followed were excited descriptions from passers-by. Some even recorded the whole thing. In the video, Mina's sudden appearance and sudden disappearance were clearly captured in a high-end establishment. Gyun's older brother Hwang Gun-sung was furious. He had invested 98% of his assets in Lua, and now that Lua had suddenly disappeared, rumors of liquidation were flying everywhere. If Lua wasn't the sole heir of Ilhe Group, and if his brother wasn't interested in Lua, why would he have invested so boldly in her? He thought Lua was running a legitimate business, but it turned out Hwang Gun-sung angrily had Ki-han pinned to the ground, then placed a golf ball on his ear, and swung for a round of human golf. The others were terrified. Ki-han was in both pain and terror. 5 billion. Tell me, how are you going to fill this hole? Lua was also running some illegal businesses before. I still have those funds. Hwang Gun-sung looked interested. Continue. Mina stood there, frowning. The area was swarming with police, but her bag was still in the PC cafe. Mina, is this your bag? I got it out before they cordoned off the area. Mina thanked him and then said, you don't have to do this. After all, no one is born to be an errand boy. Chan-hee lowered his head and said nothing. Mina then realized she had said the wrong thing. I'm sorry, I misspoke. It's okay. But, how did you do that? Mina snapped her head towards him. He saw it. She couldn't believe Chan-hee had actually seen her kill someone. Mina denied it outright. I don't know what you're talking about. Is your hand okay? Did you get hurt catching the killer? Just like with Lua, you did it, right? A murderous intent rose in Mina. Yoon Chan-hee, do you know how stupid you are to say I saw everything? Right in front of the murderer? Mina grabbed Chan-hee's clothes, already picturing which sea she would throw him into. That murderous gaze made Chan-hee's heart race. The two faced off like this for a long time. Then Mina suddenly burst out laughing. I'm just kidding with you. But then she drooped her head in frustration. When it came to an innocent person, she couldn't bring herself to do it. She then ran off immediately. If she didn't leave, she was afraid she wouldn't be able to control her urge to kill him. Suddenly, Chan-hee's shout came from behind her. Thank you for saving me twice. Mina was a little surprised. Then she denied it again. I didn't do anything. But what was this strange feeling? Meanwhile, Ki-han was resentful. Of the three of them, he was the only one injured. Gyun not only didn't help, he even snitched. He told Yura to call all those women. Just then, Gyun appeared. He said his brother sent him to watch the two of them, especially Ki-han, who had to come up with a 5 billion investment plan within a week. Ki-han, of course, wouldn't agree. If he gave a plan worth 5 billion to Hwang Gun-sung, he would become even more worthless. The whole problem now rested on Lua. As long as they found her, everything would be solved. Ki-han tricked Gun into sending more people to look for her, saying that with her personality, she would turn up soon enough. The slow-witted Gyun thought it made sense, so he immediately went to find her. Ki-han, meanwhile, continued to have Yura contact those women. He wanted to sell the drugs he had. At this time, Mina was reading public opinion online. They all thought the mysterious person did the right thing, that the man who attacked indiscriminately deserved to die. A secret sense of satisfaction welled up inside Mina. She finally understood what she could do. On the other side, the scarred man arrived at Ilhe Group. The chairwoman, a formidable iron lady who had always been invincible, was now overwhelmed with grief. This was the second time he had seen his mother-in-law. The first time was over a decade ago when his wife died. His mother-in-law held their newborn daughter, condemning him for being unworthy as a husband, and even more so as a father. She then declared that the child would be the sole heir to the group, but forbade the scarred man from seeing her. 16 years passed like that. The next time he saw his daughter, it was her cold, dead body. He was tormented by pain and self-blame. After a long silence, the chairwoman spoke calmly. I called you back not because you are Lua's father. You are the world's #1 killer. I want you to find the murderer. Mother-in-law, I am not your subordinate, but I will be a true father this once. On the 5th day of Lua's disappearance, people at school were also curious about her absence. Many speculated she might have gone to study abroad, though it would be best if she died somewhere. Mina listened to their discussions silently, a pleased smile playing on her lips. Those two really did deserve to die. Couldn't they see everyone was happy about it? Even the usually insecure Chan-hee had brightened up a lot. Chan-hee greeted Mina cheerfully. You helped me, I want to repay you. Mina didn't want to bother with him, but Chan-hee followed her closely. So she had to say, go buy me a can of coffee. Chan-hee agreed quickly, and ran off as if afraid Mina would refuse. Mina was speechless. Was he born to be an errand boy? Chan-hee chose the two most expensive drinks, and just as he was about to head back, he ran into two people. Chan-hee, long time no see. Did you go look for Lua? Chan-hee stammered that he didn't know where to look. Hearing this, the two dragged him straight to the rooftop. Where's Jung Mina? Didn't I tell you to look with her? Hearing this, Chan-hee trembled and said, I don't know, why don't you go look for yourselves? Ki-han was surprised. He actually talked back. Gun instantly kicked him. But this time, Chan-hee was tough. Without Lua, what are you guys? Ki-han's eyes turned cold. Jun, teach him a lesson. Just then, Ki-han got a call from Yura. Yura had found the warehouse using a number Lua had given her, but she didn't know if the drugs were inside. She then asked, why is it so noisy on your end? Ki-han told Gun to stay and take compromising photos of Chan-hee, to blackmail Chan-hee into delivering drugs later. He then went into a quiet stairwell to continue the conversation. But Gun didn't like such delicate work. He preferred using his fists. After Lua disappeared, his brother bullied him every day. Gyun had a belly full of pent-up anger. Just as Chan Hee was being beaten to an inch of his life, Mina suddenly appeared. Hwang-gun. Gyun turned his head excitedly, another punching bag. Did you find Lua? If not, you're going to die by my hands. That guilt-free expression. Just how many people did he have to hurt to be so shameless? Because no one had ever punished him. Mina instantly grabbed Gyun. Then let me be the one to punish you. After some education, Gyun's leg was broken. This is an abandoned building. Almost no one comes here. It's the perfect place for someone like you to reflect. Mina stepped on his injured leg. I'll give you a chance to atone. If you're willing to be a good person, I'll spare your life. Bitch, be a good person, my ass. I'm going to kill you. Do you know who my brother is? Unrepentant and evil trash. Mina no longer hesitated. I was wrong, I'm sorry. Please let me go. Gyun was saying sorry, but he secretly grabbed a rock to attack her. Mina easily restrained him. It seems you're beyond saving. Meanwhile, Ki-hyun hung up the phone. He returned to the rooftop to find that Gyun was gone. Yoon Chen-hee. Where did Hwang-gun go? As soon as he finished speaking, Gyun's body appeared in front of him. Chan-hee, as if sensing something, turned his head. It was Mina, indeed. He didn't cry even after being beaten so badly just now. But now, Chan-hee's tears fell instantly. The scarred man came to his daughter's school, intending to investigate Gyun and the others. Because in Lua's Instagram, these three appeared most frequently. When he arrived, he found an ambulance and a group of police cars parked at the school gate. He casually asked a student, "Hi, did something happen at the school? I think there was an accident. Someone fell to their death." The scarred man silently watched Mina walk away, feeling inexplicably that she resembled Lua. The two went to the principal's office. On behalf of the chairwoman, they requested information about the three, as well as Lua's school life, but they only to learn that one of the three, Hwang-gun, was dead. Meanwhile, Ki-han rushed to the warehouse and frantically told Yura about Gun's death. The 5 billion in cryptocurrency is gone. His brother is dead. Gun's brother will definitely not let him go. Ki-han planned to take the drugs and run, but Yura told him she had already informed Big Brother Hwang. Ki-han cursed her for being an idiot and prepared to grab his things and leave immediately. However, Hwang Gun-sung arrived just in time. He pinned Ki-han down and slammed him onto the ground. What terrifying high school students, trying to trick me! After inspecting the goods, Hwang Gun-sung's men found that the drugs were worth well over 5 billion. What a terrible country, where high school students have so many drugs. Just then his phone rang. Mr. Hwang Gun-sung, your brother has passed away. Please come to the hospital. Hwang Gun-sung, in disbelief, ordered his subordinate. Lock these two up for now, Yura said in a panic. It has nothing to do with me. I just found out Gun died too. Hwang Gun-sung's eyes sharpened. How did you know? Yura immediately pointed at the person on the ground. Ki-han told me. Before Ki-han could teach Yura a lesson, he was instantly pinned to the ground and beaten. Did you kill him? Is that why you were in such a hurry to run? It wasn't me. I know who killed him. Hwang Gun-sung's eyes were bloodshot. Who? Chan-hee asked Mina uncertainly. Yesterday, did Gun die? Mina replied with a smile. Yes. Mina, don't kill anymore. I wasn't going to kill him. I gave him a chance. But he brought it upon himself. My father was a policeman, but he died because of trash like them. I only regret not punishing them sooner. Since Lua and Hwang-gun disappeared, the atmosphere at school has improved a lot. Many students wish the rest of them would disappear too. At this moment, Mina was watching a news report. A world-famous child abuse case from 10 years ago. The victim passed away 2 years ago due to complications, while the culprit is still alive and well. It's so unfair. Chan-hee had a bad feeling. Mina, don't do that. If you keep going, something bad will happen. You'll be discovered. Mina didn't say anything and ran straight into the restroom. Chan-hee followed closely, wanting to continue persuading her not to kill anymore. Are you a pervert? Are you going into the women's restroom too? Only then did Chan-hee realize Mina had gone into the women's room. He had no choice but to turn and leave, feeling extremely anxious. What could he do? But before he took a few steps, Mina called out to him. That guy happens to be at home. The next second, a classmate exclaimed, Quick, look at YouTube. The culprit from that child abuse case fell from a building. In the live broadcast, the criminal was clearly seen jumping from his home. Chan-hee said in disbelief. Did you just... Mina cut him off. I just went to the restroom. In the hospital, the scarred man used his connections with Ilhe Group to enter the hospital and view Gyun's autopsy report. He happened to run into a rushing Hwang Gun-sung. He was crying his eyes out. Although his brother was hopelessly stupid, he was still his own flesh and blood. He would definitely kill the murderer. Seeing two strangers lingering by his brother, he threw a punch to vent his grief and anger. If it weren't for the police officer's intervention, the scene would have been chaotic. He refused to let his brother be buried tomorrow, because tomorrow he would bring the murderer to be buried with him. After coming out, the scarred man was deep in thought. This man didn't ask how his brother died, which meant he knew who the killer was. So he decided to follow him. According to the investigation, Hwang Gun-sung was the head of cryptocurrency development, and Lua was a key figure, backed by Ilhe Group. It was supposed to end after the public listing and liquidation, but Hwang Gun-sung was played by Lua. He didn't get a single cent from the cryptocurrency he invested in. For now, it seemed Huang Gunsung hated Lua the most. The two quietly followed Huang Gunsung, waiting for an opportunity. After school, Shanhee wouldn't stop nagging, earnestly persuading Mina to kill less. Mina said seriously, "You should be saying that to the criminals." Then she took him on a trip to the sky and back, and after showing Shanhee beautiful sights he had never seen before, Mina talked about her confusion when she first got her powers. "It's thanks to you that I found the answer. I've saved you 3 times. Maybe that was the process of finding the answer. Because you saved me. I'm afraid you'll get caught, and even more afraid you'll head towards destruction." Mina also didn't expect that this boy who had been bullied so badly still maintained such an innocent kindness. His kindness purified some of the hostility in her heart. Mina promised Shanhee that she wouldn't kill anymore. However, on the way home with Shanhee, Ki-han was already lying in wait nearby with his men. After spotting the two of them, Ki-han hurried to intercept them. "Yoon Shanhee, you're the one who killed Gyun, right?" Mina frowned. "Did you get beaten silly out there? What nonsense are you talking about? If not him, then who?" Shanhee was the only one at the scene when he was killed. "Because of him, I almost died." Shanhee trembled with anger. "What are you talking about? I was the one who almost died." Mina couldn't listen anymore and was about to teach Ki-han a lesson when she was suddenly ambushed with a taser and knocked unconscious. Shanhee kept saying he didn't kill Huang Gun. Huang Gunsung also knew that although his brother was stupid, a weakling with such skinny arms and legs couldn't have killed his well-built brother. Ki-han, afraid of dying, insisted that Shanhee was the last one with Gun. Huang Gunsung grabbed Shanhee and interrogated him. Was there anyone else there? But Shanhee kept his mouth shut and wouldn't say a word. In a fit of rage, Huang Gunsung punched him hard. By the time Mina regained consciousness, Shanhee had been beaten beyond recognition. She struggled to break free, wanting to say she was the one who killed him. But her superpower, aside from its distance limitation, had another drawback, if she couldn't imagine it. She couldn't activate her power. The futile effort made her head buzz with pain. She could only listen to Shanhee's agonizing screams. Huang Gunsung had someone remove Mina's blindfold and asked Ki-han, "Who is this girl?" Ki-han blurted out nonsense. "She knows where Lua is." But Mina, seeing Shanhee's terrible state, was filled with immense regret and kept murmuring, "Shanhee, I'm sorry." Huang Gunsung heard this, grabbed her hair and asked, "Sorry for what? I should have killed all of you on the rooftop. It's all my fault for being too indecisive." Huang Gunsung's eyes widened instantly. A huge, murderous fist swung towards her, but unexpectedly, Mina, chair and all, phased through Huang Gunsung's body. Everyone at the scene watched in disbelief. Mina finally broke free from the ropes, her demeanor terrifyingly calm. At this time, the scarred man also arrived downstairs. He had intended to have a good talk with Huang Gunsung, but Huang Gunsung had ordered his men that no one was to come up. A fierce battle broke out immediately. While the group was fighting intensely, 3 large men suddenly fell from upstairs. What on earth was happening? Upstairs. Using her superpowers consecutively, Mina's head felt like it was about to explode. Looking at the dying Shanhee, she was extremely anxious. He had lost too much blood. She had to get him to the hospital quickly. But before she could hold Shanhee, Huang Gunsung punched her straight in the head. Mina was instantly immobilized. "Damn, I think I have a concussion." A concussion would affect her ability to use her powers. "You bitch, answer one last question before you die. What you said before, did you kill my brother?" "Your brother." The speed at which he cried and begged for mercy was really fast. Huang Gunsung was instantly provoked into a rage. He swung the club in his hand violently. Mina focused her concentration. "Superpowers, hurry!" The next second, Shanhee's weak voice echoed heavily in her ear. "Run!" The grief brought Mina a moment of clarity. She wanted to use her last bit of strength to finish Huang Gunsung. Although Huang Gunsung didn't know what was happening, it didn't stop him from swinging the club wildly, until Mina was brutally beaten to the ground, unable to move anymore, only able to watch as death drew nearer. Just as death was approaching, the scarred man arrived in time and beat up Huang Gunsung. He recognized Mina instantly. "Isn't this the kid I asked for directions? What is she doing here?" The more the scarred man looked, the more Mina resembled his daughter. "Lua! My Lua!" He didn't notice Huang Gunsung's sneak attack from behind. Fortunately, his killer's instinct allowed the scarred man to dodge the punch quickly. He followed up with a shoulder throw. He didn't expect Huang Gunsung to be so tough. It had been a long time since he'd had such a satisfying fight. He hated people who preyed on the weak the most. They were all just trash who bullied the weak and feared the strong. After a fierce battle, Huang Gunsung was finally defeated and fell to the ground. "I hope he doesn't die too quickly. I still have many questions for him. What's important now are these severely injured kids. Kids, stay with me. What's your name?" Mina struggled to open her eyes. "Mina, who are you?" The scarred man didn't reveal his true identity. He only said he was a police officer. So he was a police officer. At this moment, the figure before her overlapped with her father's face. Mina whispered, "Dad." The scarred man froze on the spot, the image of Mina in his arms overlapped with that of his daughter. "Lua, my Lua, don't be afraid. Dad will save you." The first thing Mina saw when she woke up was her exhausted mother lie still. "The doctor said you have a severe head injury and must have rest. What happened?" "I'm so afraid of losing you too." Mina comforted her frantic mother a little, then suddenly remembered, "Shanhee, Mom, where's Shanhee?" The Chan-hee who was with me? If you mean that boy, he's in the ICU. The scarred man asked Hwang Gun-sung yesterday if he killed Lua. Hwang Gun-sung's surprise didn't seem feigned. What? You're saying Lua is dead? She was managing all of my currency. I'm the last person who would want something to happen to her. I know someone knows where Lua is. That girl with the glasses knows where Lua is. Ki-han said so. That girl? Hwang Gun-sung shouted excitedly. You've got the wrong person. I just want to avenge my brother. He was about to say more when blood gushed out of his mouth. The scarred man was surprised. When did he get injured so severely? He hadn't hit him that hard. But Hwang Gun-sung couldn't give an answer. He was already dead. Mina also recognized the person in front of her. After punishing Gi-eun that day, he was the man she met at the school gate. Mina, don't you remember? This officer is the benefactor who saved you from the kidnappers? The scarred man denied it, saying he only carried her out while she was unconscious. He was about to ask Mina something when Mina asked excitedly, I want to know how Chan-hee is doing. The doctor said, he may never wake up again. Mina's mind went blank. It's all my fault. If I had killed them all back then, this wouldn't have happened. Officer, have you caught the culprit who hurt Chan-hee? Why did they do this? What did my grandson do wrong? Yeah, why? Mina descended into a painful frenzy. The scarred man quickly called for a doctor. After emergency treatment, the scarred man looked at Mina's devastated state. He probably wouldn't get any answers from her, so he prepared to leave. Just then, Mina spoke. Officer, have the people who hurt Chan-hee been caught? Don't be afraid, the culprit is already dead. Don't let that scum become a burden to you. He just got what he deserved. Mina, you don't need to feel guilty about anything. My duty is to carry out punishment. These words instantly awakened Mina. Thank you, officer. Chan-hee, they all received the punishment they deserved. There are still others who haven't paid the price. This time, I definitely won't be merciful. The scarred man knew Mina was hiding something, but now was not the time to ask. They first took Hwang Gun-sung to see the chairwoman. The chairwoman reprimanded him, the world's #1 killer, doing something so brainless. How are we supposed to find clues if the person is dead? His partner, Harry, couldn't help but defend him. That guy was acting weird from the start. His chest suddenly exploded. The scarred man stopped his partner from saying more, and instead quickly admitted fault. The chairwoman was somewhat satisfied with the scarred man's attitude. As for the 2 kids kidnapped by Hwang Gun-sung, find out how much they know about Lua. If they know too much, then silence them forever. She wouldn't allow any blemishes on Lua. The scarred man frowned. Chairwoman, those kids might have been hurt by Lua. Is that so? Then all the more reason to silence them. As parents, one must fulfill their duties, mustn't they? Mina replayed the events of the past few days in her mind. I let Ki-han escape back then. He knows I'm connected to Lua's death, and he's seen my powers with his own eyes. It's also because of him that Chan-hee is in this state. I will never let him get away. Meanwhile, the scarred man was also piecing together the known clues. Hwang Gun was killed by falling from a building. The scarred man recalled the 3 thugs who suddenly fell from the building, and a possibility emerged in his mind. He immediately decided to go see Lua, but the chairwoman had ordered that no one was to enter before the funeral. The scarred man had to have a friendly chat to gain entry to the morgue. According to the different shapes and depths of several corpse spots, he came to a conclusion. Lua had fallen from a great height. In other words, the person who killed Hwang Gun and Lua was very likely the same individual. At that moment, Mina went to see her father alone. Dad, I've killed people. Many of them. I'm a policeman's daughter. If you were alive, you would be furious, wouldn't you? Those bastards killed you. And they ruined Chan-hee. That man was right. They just received the punishment they deserved. Someone has to punish the wicked, which is why I was given this power. Watch me, Dad. After the food delivery arrived, Yura waited a long time before sneaking out to get it. Ki-han told her to shut the door quickly. What if Mina comes in? Why isn't there any news coverage? So many people died yesterday. The mere thought of yesterday's events filled his heart with terror towards Mina. How can such an ability exist in this world? Lost in thought, Ki-han was startled by Yura. Yura thought he was throwing a tantrum, and the conflict between them erupted. One accused him of framing Mina and Chan-hee, leading to the current situation. The other accused her of betrayal. If I had never met you and Lua, I wouldn't have become like this. Without me and Lua, would you have ever earned so much money? The two were at each other's throats. Finally, Ki-han said dejectedly, we need someone or some organization that can protect us now. He did think of an organization that desired Mina more than anyone. Yura was puzzled. Is there such an organization in this country? Inside the Ilhe group, because the scarred man had gone to see Lua without permission. The chairwoman was furious. Get this straight, you're not that child's father. You're just a mercenary hired by the Ilhe group. The incident caused some tension between them. Just then, Harry burst in. Sir, there's breaking news. Then she spoke to the person on the phone. Say what you just said again. I'm a good friend of Lua's. I know who killed Lua. Meanwhile, Mina was scrolling through Yura's Instagram feed. After comparing the photo angles and curtain colors, a bloodthirsty glint appeared in Mina's eyes. Found you! Just as Mina was wondering how to capture Yura without fail, she noticed many people arriving at the target's building. It was the scarred man and his men. Did Yura call the police? Mina didn't want to confront that officer. A plan instantly formed in her mind. The scarred man and his team had already surrounded the entire building. They suspected Yura was with Ki-han, and they couldn't let either of them escape. Suddenly, Harry whipped his head around. Behind her was nothing but empty space. The scarred man asked, "What's wrong?" "I felt like someone was following us." But she didn't see anything. The group didn't pay it much mind and continued on. Yura was waiting anxiously. When are they going to get here? A moment later, the doorbell rang sharply. She looked through the video intercom and saw a girl with a sweet smile. She asked cautiously, "Are you here because of the call just now?" Harry smiled warmly. "Yes, we came as soon as we got the call. Can we talk? I heard it's very urgent. Would you mind opening the door?" After hesitating and struggling with the decision, Yura cautiously opened the door a little. Suddenly, her eyes widened as she felt a powerful force take control of her. "Got you!" Yura couldn't help but scream, and in the next instant she was whisked away. Hearing Yura's scream, the scarred man and his men were shocked. They rushed into the room to check. However, the room was already empty. She was just at the door. How could this happen? Mina calmly watched Yura weep and scream in agony. "Mina, I don't know anything. And I never did anything to you, right? You didn't do anything to me, but what about Shan-hee?" Yura was quick to admit fault. "I was wrong. I won't do it again. Please, let me go, alright. As long as you take me to Ki-han, I'll let you go." The scarred man and his men searched the room inside and out, but found no trace of Yura. How can someone just vanish into thin air? He immediately ordered everyone to search the entire building. Harry's intuition told him, it's probably the one who killed Lua. But how could they disappear with someone in an instant? Unless it's a superpower. The scarred man was lost in thought. But for now, the top priority was to ensure Yura's safety. However, the group searched every floor up and down, but there was no sign of anything. The scarred man's gut feeling, the killer must still be nearby. He was completely unaware that someone was secretly watching from across the way. That person was Ki-han. He didn't know Yura was already gone. He just thought the Ilhe group hadn't found her yet. He cursed under his breath. Useless. After all the trouble to get the number from the teacher, he had planned to use Yura as a shield, but now it was pointless. Just then, the doorbell rang. He looked and saw it was Yura. No wonder the Ilhe group couldn't find her. Furious, Ki-han opened the door and yelled, "You idiot!" Mina slowly revealed herself. "Hello there!" Ki-han, terrified, quickly tried to shut the door. But how could he be faster than a superpower? "Ki-han, long time no see. Your time for punishment has come." Ki-han quickly turned to bolt out the door, but Mina was one step ahead, throwing him aside. Yura begged through her tears, "Mina, spare me! I didn't do anything to you, I just took a few photos." "You were kidnapped all because of Ki-han," Ki-han retorted furiously. "Yura, what nonsense are you talking about? This is all because of you." Mina quietly watched them turn on each other. "Are you two saying your last words? Don't you have anything to say to Shan-hee?" Ki-han backed up to the window. "See those men in black? They're all from the Ilhe group. I'm the one who called them here." "People from the Ilhe group?" Mina frowned. "Didn't that guy say he was a police officer?" Ki-han kept his right hand ready, deliberately talking to distract Mina. "If they find out you killed Lua, Mina, you're finished." Mina advanced on him. "You're mistaken. I don't care at all if you expose me. Why don't you just go tell the media? Shocking. High school girl who can teleport, murders Ilhe group's heir and gangsters. And now she's trying to kill me. How's that for a headline?" Just then, Ki-han pulled out a taser and aimed it at Mina. At the same time, Yura grabbed a stool and swung it. However, the taser directly hit Yura. "You two are ridiculous. It's a shame you're not comedians. Taking this path, you won't have to fall into my hands for punishment. Punish this, punish that. Who do you think you are to punish us?" Mina's face was cold as she threw out a rod. "Do you know what Shan-hee went through?" With that, she merged the rod directly into Ki-han's brain. Across the way, the scarred man had already heard a gunshot. 4 o'clock! He quickly pinpointed the mixed-use apartment building and immediately sent men to lock down the entire area. At the same time, Mina radiated killing intent towards the pleas of someone like Ki-han. Her heart felt nothing. Mina kept a close watch on the window. "They're here, just as expected." The loud, jarring sound she just made was meant for the police, but she didn't expect them to be from the Ilhe group. This was even better. "Don't be afraid, Ki-han. Shan-hee isn't dead, so you won't die either." The residential area was now swarming with Ilhe group members. The scarred man gave orders methodically. "Block all exits, don't let anyone leave. Everyone on high alert, we don't know the method, but..." Before he could finish, Yura fell from the sky. The scarred man shot his head up and saw a figure standing on the rooftop. Ki-han was completely dazed, having no idea why he was there. The next second, he vanished from the spot again. "Ki-han!" The scarred man gnashed his teeth in frustration. He disappeared again. He could only roar in helpless fury. While grieving, the scarred man couldn't help but wonder. Did Ki-han lure them here, just to kill Yura in front of them? But thinking of his ability. The scarred man felt a wave of despair. The one who killed Lua had just vanished. Ki-han was thrown into an old abandoned vine, where he knelt and begged Mina to spare him. "Mina, please, you said you wouldn't kill me. You want to live? Tell me your phone's password." Ki-han thought she wanted money. His accounts had multiple passwords, so it wouldn't matter if he told her. So he pretended to cooperate and told her, "I've told you. Can you let me go now?" "What are you talking about? It took me ages to find this place. It was prepared especially for you. You, the murderer who killed Yura. Because you were afraid she would expose you." Ki-han was in disbelief. "You killed Yura? Wrong. You killed her in front of the Ilhe group." Only then did Ki-han understand why he had suddenly appeared on the rooftop. It was all Mina's design. Mina savored Ki-han's agony for a moment, then teleported away. "Mina, don't go. Let me out. I'll do anything. Please, Mina." Mina listened from the outside for a while. After confirming Ki-han's shouts couldn't be heard from the outside, she left with peace of mind. "I did well, didn't I, Shanhee? Or are you mad that I've killed again? There's no turning back now. This is just the beginning. People like Ki-han are just small branches. I'm going to pull out the entire tree, roots and all. If you want to stop me, then you'd better wake up soon." So much had happened recently. The school was abuzz with discussions and speculation every day. Mina attended her classes calmly as usual. After school, a guy with gray hair suddenly started filming her. "You're Mina, right? The girl with superpowers?" Mina's heart skipped a beat. The superpowered girl who stopped the knife attack in front of the internet cafe. Though her identity is a mystery, this undercover investigative reporter will uncover the truth. Mina was now covered in a cold sweat. Who is this person? How does he know who I am? She was always so careful to cover up, and the news never showed her front view. Could it be because of the school uniform? What proof does he have? The gray-haired guy relentlessly fired off questions. Just as Mina was struggling to respond, the scarred man took the phone. "What are you doing?" Then he turned to greet her. "Long time no see, Miss Mina," to run into the person she least wanted to see at this moment. She had to find a way out of this situation. The gray-haired guy was furious. "Who are you? How dare you crush someone's phone? Give it back now or I'm calling the police!" The scarred man applied light pressure and instantly bent the guy's finger until it turned red. "You should be thankful that only one finger was broken. Your phone is full of close-ups of girls' skirts and shoes. Such a unique fetish is enough to land you in a police station." "Don't talk nonsense!" "I'm gathering clues, looking for someone with superpowers." However, the surrounding students all started filming the gray-haired guy. "Expose this pervert! Show his face!" Scared, the gray-haired guy quickly put on a mask and ran off. Mina let out a small sigh of relief. It seems he wasn't specifically targeting me. He probably does this to every girl. The scarred man stood in front of Mina. "Can we talk?" The scarred man ordered Mina a fancy dessert. Mina was delighted. "Thank you for both helping me and treating me to this." "It's nothing. I'm a police officer. It's my duty." Mina smiled happily, secretly guessing who he was. Someone from the Ilhe group, or a cop colluding with them? But it doesn't matter. I'll play along with your performance. "Are you two dating?" Harry asked, her face full of excitement. "Do we look like we are?" "True. We look good together, don't we?" And so, the two began to exchange compliments. The scarred man watched Mina quietly. For some reason, he could always see a shadow of Lua in this child. As Mina spoke, tears started to fall. "I still can't remember everything from that day. Because of Ki-han, I was kidnapped by a group of people, and I watched helplessly as Shanhee was beaten. Later, I was beaten unconscious too. I only remember a flash of light, and nothing after. Are they trying to frame me and Shanhee? Are you talking about Hwang-gun's murder? Did Ki-han do it? I'm not sure. But how could people like us kill a big guy like Hwang-gun? Unless we pushed him off a tall building when he wasn't looking." The scarred man's sharp gaze didn't miss a single expression. Mina looked directly at him with teary eyes. The scarred man was the first to look away. "Sorry for making you recall bad memories, but witness testimony is very important. I hope you understand." Mina smiled to show she understood. "Also, we're looking for Ki-han. Do you have any leads?" Mina didn't answer directly, but asked instead. "Do you think Ki-han is connected to Hwang-gun's death?" The scarred man replied that it was hard to conclude anything before finding Ki-han. Having said that, Mina excused herself to go to the restroom. The scarred man, meanwhile, was deeply puzzled. Why did the images of that girl in Lua keep overlapping in his mind? When they were parting, the scarred man handed her a business card, saying he would be in touch often. Mina readily agreed to help if needed. "If you remember anything from that day, even the smallest detail, please contact us immediately," Mina agreed without hesitation. Watching the girls retreating back, Harry remarked, "If that kid is acting, then the future of our country's film industry is bright." Then she got back to business. "Just got a message from Officer Zhao. We can access the evidence for the PCKAA stabbing. All that's left is the DNA from the blood on the knife." The scarred man looked at the fork Mina had used. Once they compared it with everyone involved, they would have their answer. Mina was repeatedly watching videos of the PCKAA stabbing, and had also watched all the analysis videos from major bloggers. Netizens were arguing heatedly over whether the teleportation was real. This also made Mina reflect on her actions. In my rush to save Chan-hee, I actually used my powers in front of everyone. No wonder that streamer came looking for me. The hype is just too big. Even if this streamer wasn't specifically looking for her, he was certainly sharp. Videos about superpowers got good views. That streamer might just keep pestering her. For a second, Mina considered getting rid of him, but reason snapped her back to her senses. No, she couldn't kill an innocent person. Besides, Chan-hee ended up this way because of her own shortcomings. From now on, she must be more careful than ever. Just then, her mother came in and said that Uncle Zhao had come to visit. After some pleasantries, Officer Zhao got to the point. Mina, I'm ashamed to face you. As a police officer, I couldn't help my niece when she was in trouble. Her mother quickly consoled him. Thanks to you, we saved a lot on hospital bills. Mom was at a total loss back then. It was Uncle who took care of everything. Officer Zhao owed Mina's father his life. When Mina got into trouble, he could only do these small things. Her mother comforted him. If her dad knew, he'd say, "You've done enough. Uncle, you don't need to feel sorry for us." As she spoke, she stabbed her fork down, her eyes filled with murderous intent. The killer never even said sorry. How much longer does that guy have? 7 years, right? He killed someone using the excuse of being drunk and only got 13 years? How remarkable. Mina, didn't we agree not to bring this up again? For Dad's sake, we have to live well. Mina's intensity faded. I'm sorry, Mom. I know. Recalling the look in Mina's eyes just now, Officer Zhao felt a knot in his stomach. Was it just my imagination? Then he asked about Mina's kidnapping case. Her mother was confused. Didn't Officer Lee So-hyun take Mina's statement yesterday? Is there another problem? Officer Zhao was startled but quickly laughed it off. Officer Lee So-hyun, oh, he's a very enthusiastic guy. Mina must have been tired yesterday, right? Not really. Officer Lee treated me to some nice food yesterday. Her mother wanted to offer the officer some kimchi, but Officer Zhao replied that it would be against the rules. But Mina was highly suspicious. Lee So-hyun, that scarred man, is he really a police officer? Then Officer Zhao reassured the mother and daughter. The main culprit, Hwang Gun-sung, is dead, after some more polite conversation. He warned Mina to stay away from delinquents, and then got up to leave. Her mother said it must be tough for him to visit when he's so busy. Officer Zhao replied, I can get some rest once this new case is over. Mina casually asked what case it was. When she learned it was the random stabbing at the PC Cafe, she secretly made a resolution. I can't drag this out any longer. As he left, Officer Zhao kept replaying that look in Mina's eyes, but then thought he was overthinking it. Mina is Brother Junwoo's daughter, after all. It's all that brazen guy's fault for going after Mina. So, the next day at work, Officer Zhao was in a very bad mood. A gangster, carrying a police ID? This country is hopeless. Officer Zhao asked whose DNA was in the box. After all, they might tamper with evidence, so at least he needed to know what they were up to. But the scarred man refused to answer, saying instead that he had already cleared it with his superiors and wouldn't trouble Officer Zhao. Officer Zhao was angry but helpless. He went to the evidence room and took out all the items, especially the key piece of evidence. Officer Zhao asked casually, How does it feel to impersonate an officer? Must be fun. You seem to be in a bad mood, Officer Zhao. Is it because I didn't pay you tribute like Hwang Gun-sung did? Officer Zhao grabbed the scarred man and shoved him hard. What did you do while pretending to be an officer? Why did you approach Mina? The scarred man was taken aback. You know Mina? She doesn't know anything. If you try to hurt Mina, I swear I won't let you get away with it. Just as the scarred man was about to say something, someone burst in frantically. Officer Zhao, something terrible has happened. Someone fell from the sky outside, right at the main entrance of the station. The person died on impact. At that moment, a fully disguised Mina crouched silently on a car roof and spoke unhurriedly. Hello there. After Mina said hello, before anyone could try to capture her, she vanished before their eyes again. Meanwhile, Officer Zhao rushed outside, only to run straight into the culprit. Mina greeted him as usual. Hello. Officer Zhao frowned. That voice is... Before he could react, the culprit had vanished. A subordinate reported that several intruders had also appeared on the 4th floor. But Officer Zhao's instinct told him there was only one intruder. Having cased the place beforehand, Mina arrived precisely at her destination. People were already waiting at the door to capture her. Without a word, Mina instantly teleported the person to the rooftop. Then she returned to her original spot and used a weapon to blast the door lock open. Harry, who had been waiting, saw the figure and quickly swung at it. But to her surprise, the person who came in was Officer Zhao. How did you get in this way? I heard the explosion and rushed over. Didn't you say the criminal would definitely come here and you almost assaulted an officer? As they spoke, Mina appeared, even seeing it with his own eyes. Harry found it hard to believe, so superpower really do exist. Mina didn't want to waste words. She just wanted to grab the item and leave. Suddenly, she felt a strong sense of danger. The scarred man bellowed, Harry! Harry immediately threw her axe towards Mina, but the target vanished on the spot again. Harry gritted his teeth. How are we supposed to catch someone like this? Then Mina reappeared. The scarred man's thoughts shifted, and he spoke. We meet again. Are you here for this? What are you hesitating for? Come and get it. After a speechless pause, Mina spoke. "You can't catch me." The scarred man frowned. "Why is it a man's voice? The person filmed at the PC Cafe was petite. The voice didn't match the stature at all." The scarred man taunted her. "What's faster, your weird power or me ripping off your disguise? If you're curious, come and get it." Mina didn't speak again. Instead, she took out a prepared rope. The rope was very, very long, leaving the scarred man and the others completely bewildered. But in the next second, the rope at his feet instantly merged into his body, and Harry was no exception. Both felt a sharp pain for a moment. When they came to their senses, the evidence had already been taken by the Mina. Mina walked up to them and said arrogantly, "Thanks to you, I'll be taking the evidence." Then she vanished on the spot again. The scarred man was in too much pain to get up. He could only watch helplessly as she disappeared once more. The golden light lingering around them was a testament to the unreality of it all. In the falling incident at the police station that afternoon, the deceased was Director Wu of a construction group, the suspect who had previously killed a fried chicken delivery driver in a drunk driving accident. But due to a top lawyer's defense, he received a suspended sentence, causing public outrage. According to witnesses at the station, some speculated that this man was closely connected to the PCKFA stabbing. Mina listened quietly to the various reports. "This one is dealt with. Who's next?" At this time, the scarred man and Harry noticed their wounds were very strange. They clearly went right through their bodies. So how could they only leave superficial injuries? He recalled that Huang Gunsung seemed to have similar wounds, and the voice that lingered after she left, the scarred man felt he had heard it somewhere before. So Harry spent hours comparing, until she confirmed it was Ki-han's voice. The tone and intonation were a perfect match. The scarred man stared blankly his daughter's photo, unable to even hear what Harry was saying. It took Harry calling his name several times for the scarred man to snap out of it. If Ki-han killed Lua, why would he also kill Huang Gun and Yura? Weren't they friends? Besides, Ki-han made a fortune off Lua. Why would he kill his cash cow? But we saw Ki-han use his power to kill Yura with our own eyes, and the voice was his. The scarred man reviewed the final scene in his mind. Something still felt off. There were too many holes in all of this. Meanwhile, Mina was organizing her recordings. Thanks to Ki-han being such a chatterbox, there was plenty of audio material. From now on, Ki-han would be Mina's public persona. Those villains will surely receive their true punishment. The hit-and-run driver has been dealt with. As for the next target, she planned to find the kind of scum who repeatedly commits crimes, yet remains at large. Found 1. The Wugu Group chemical leak incident. Its CEO, Chairman Kim, was acquitted on his second appeal. Behind Chairman Kim's acquittal was the shadow of the Ilhe law firm. In the news, the workers' families protested angrily. "My husband and son are dead, but Chairman Kim shows no remorse," when the girl's father was. Convulsing from the poison, the company refused to shut down the machines for profit. Why do they get away with it every time? Mina's expression was dark and unreadable. Everyone must be made to understand that villains will eventually get the punishment they deserve. Inside the Ilhe Group, a grand 50th anniversary celebration was underway. The presence of the Ilhe Group's chairwoman made even the mayor bow and scrape. However, the chairwoman showed him no respect at all. As she was leaving, she came face to face with a man. The chairwoman said with displeasure, "Seems like any riffraff can get in here." The man's face stiffened at her words. The chairwoman acted as if she hadn't seen. Turning to the scarred man, "This is the head of security, Lee So-hyun, and this is Cha Woo-hak, CEO of Fuyang Group's entertainment division, and also Lua's fiancé." Harry was surprised, engaged in high school? Upon hearing this, the scarred man's eyes instantly filled with killing intent. At the courthouse entrance after the trial, crowds were shouting for the absurd verdict to be overturned. Chairman Kim faced the reporters with a gentle expression. "I respect the law and respect the verdict. Wugu Group has always implemented safety rules, and we will do our utmost to prevent future accidents. To the families of the victims, I will privately do my best to alleviate their suffering." After speaking, he stopped taking questions, no matter how angry the crowd became. "Back in the car, Chairman," Kim sneered. "It's perfectly normal for a factory this big to have a few accidents. What's all the fuss about? A bunch of ignorant fools." Suddenly, Chairman Kim felt a sense of danger. He turned his head and saw a figure in black had inexplicably appeared. He cried out in terror, "Who are you?" A cheerful male voice rang out. "CEO of Wugu Group, Chairman Kim. Your punishment time has come." The scarred man remained highly suspicious of Mina. When Chairman Kim opened his eyes, his mind was momentarily confused. "Didn't I just leave the courthouse? Then a person in black suddenly appeared in the car. And then I lost consciousness. Was I kidnapped? Who would be so audacious?" Just then, he heard a male voice. "You're awake, Chairman Kim." The man cursed angrily. "Who are you? Who sent you? Do you know who I am?" But in his mind, he wondered, where did this person come from? The male voice was calm, the famous Chairman Kim of the Great Wugu Group. "How could I not know you? You must be wondering why you're here. A subsidiary of your group took 10 lives in 3 years. Safety regulations were like scrap paper. You treated human lives like nothing. Are you running a factory or a slaughterhouse? Chairman Kim changed the subject. Running a big company involves many worries. You must be one of the family members, right? Kidnapping is illegal. Was the compensation not enough? You want more? The court ruled the group was not at fault, but on humanitarian grounds. The group gave an extra 100 million to each person, and yet you people cause trouble every day. Mina cut him off, 1 billion in total. That's not even enough for your mistress to buy a handbag, is it? Chairman Kim was shocked. How did you know that? Mina ignored his question. Do you think I'm here for money? You've guessed wrong, Chairman Kim. With that, she took out a canister of gas and turned it on. The moment the smell was released, Chairman Kim was terrified. Hydrogen cyanide gas. Familiar, isn't it? You shut down the factory but didn't clean it up. This canister is about 4 liters. In 30 minutes, the room will reach a lethal concentration. What do you want? Just say it. Is it really necessary to kill me? First, experience what they did. Then we can talk about atonement. Feel for yourself the pain of those workers as they fell. Chairman Kim struggled wildly, screaming for his life. But Mina's heart remained unmoved. She placed the victim's records on the floor and spoke. Your way out is right here. As long as you prove to the world that you are willing to repent, you can live. With that, she vanished, before he could even cry out. Chairman Kim could only hold his breath desperately while continuing to beg. Meanwhile, at the Ilhe group, the scarred man and Harry were reporting the situation. The chairwoman didn't believe in superpowers at all. She just thought the scarred man was crazy. Harry played the surveillance footage from that time, which clearly showed the figure in black disappearing in a flash of golden light. And many officers had experienced it firsthand. Only then did the chairwoman start to believe. Interesting. Have you confirmed the identity? Did he kill Lua? Ki-han is the prime suspect. He was at the scene of Yura's death and disappeared using superpowers. The voice print from the police station recording is also a match, and DNA samples from multiple scenes point to him. The chairwoman frowned. Then why haven't you gone and captured him yet? It was because the scarred man found it too suspicious. It all seemed intentionally designed, like bait and a provocation. But the chairwoman didn't care. You're overthinking it. Since you found the prey, as a hound, you should sink your teeth in and not let go. If he dares to take the bait, we'll reel him in, hook, line, and sinker. Of course, the scarred man had already taken measures. Ki-han's parents were under control, and his financial assets were being closely monitored. As soon as there was any movement from the target, he could be captured. The scarred man ordered Harry to interrogate Ki-han's parents with full force. As for himself, he had just accepted an invitation from Mina's mother to have a meal at their home. The purpose, of course, was not to eat, but to probe Mina. On the other side, Mina also got the news. What? An officer is coming? The scarred man arrived for the meal as promised. At first, everyone chatted very cheerfully. Watching the warm scene of Mina and her mother, the scarred man was reminded of his own daughter who had died young. And his mood sank. Mina spoke politely. What are you thinking about? For some personal reasons, I never spent time with my family. To my daughter, I was the most unqualified father. Your family must understand you, right? Mina's father was also a police officer, but Mina said dejectedly, but I just wanted my dad to be with me. The scarred man's heart trembled. I heard you must have been in a lot of pain. Her mother said the darkest times were over, and that her husband was always in their hearts. With a sad expression, Mina stood up. I'm going to the restroom. The scarred man watched her retreating figure, his mind filled with thoughts. At the same time, Chairman Kim had already broken free of his restraints. You ungrateful brat! How dare you kidnap me? I'll make sure to catch you and make you wish you were never born. He picked up the list from the floor, remembering the black-clad figure's words, and scoffed disdainfully. A way out? You want me to atone? I've done nothing wrong. Then he tossed it aside and walked towards the door. Mina's eyes darkened. As expected, you can't hope for a villain to repent. Just then, the scarred man's voice came from behind her. Can we talk? Mina quickly switched screens and turned around, saying, What is it? Is it about Ki-han? You and Lua were classmates, right? Do you know where Lua is? Mina looked puzzled. Lua seemed to have suddenly disappeared one day. Did something happen to her? The scarred man was silent for a moment, then said, The media hasn't reported it yet, so please keep this confidential. Actually, the young lady of the Ilhe group disappeared in the middle of the sea. As he spoke, the scarred man watched her expression. Mina was extremely surprised. What? Something like that happened. But why? The cause is still under investigation. But Ki-han said something. He said, You know where Lua is. Mina looked as if she had a sudden realization. Ki-han must be talking about what happened that day. Then she clearly explained how Lua and the others bullied Chen-hee, how they hurt her, and how they humiliated her with money. Finally, Lua said, You two stay after school, I'll take you somewhere nice. I knew it definitely was going to be a good place, so I went straight home after school. The scarred man's face was filled with pain. Why would Lua do such a thing? Why? Mina was indignant, so Lua disappeared. This world really is unfair. Chen-hee was bullied so horribly. and everyone turned a blind eye. But after the perpetrator goes missing, everyone is looking for reasons why. I'm sorry. It's normal for you to think that way. If I had known Lua would do something like this, I would never have stood by and done nothing. The scarred man murmured softly. In the end, I came back too late. Mina looked at him searchingly. Would you think this way no matter who Lua was? Even if it were my daughter, she must be punished for her crimes. Mina's heart skipped a beat. You just said you were an unqualified father. If your daughter saw you, she definitely wouldn't think so. If I could meet her, I would tell her. Your father is a very cool and good person.